Stop scrolling right now, because what I'm about to tell you about Claressa Shields is not a rumor or comment section theory. It's tied to timing and scheduling details that aren't adding up. She was reportedly supposed to be in Atlanta tonight, not New York, for a Salida Promotions fight card. For a full week, she had been promoting the event in interviews, building it up as a major moment. But now people are questioning the change, because the expected appearance doesn't seem to match what actually happened. 7 days of building up a major career move, then at the last moment, Claressa Shields reportedly shifts from Atlanta to New York, skipping the scheduled Salida Promotions event for a concert instead. That sudden change immediately takes over online discussions, with people questioning the timing and priorities. Instead of the planned appearance, social media focuses on the concert photos and starts analyzing every detail, turning the moment into a trending topic. But there's one detail that almost nobody is talking about, the detail that completely changes how people are reading this situation. The part that got overlooked by the algorithm, skipped by gossip pages, and buried under everything else. And once you notice it, you can't really ignore it anymore. It's the flight. The flight from Atlanta to New York on the exact same day she was supposed to be tied up with a major promotional obligation. Think about that. No day before travel, no early preparation, no finishing the Atlanta commitment first, just a sudden departure right in the middle of what was being built up professionally. And instead of going somewhere private or low-key, Claressa Shields reportedly ends up in one of the most public, heavily photographed events of the weekend in New York, right as attention is already high. And she sat down, filmed it, and posted it online, which many people are interpreting as a deliberate move rather than a coincidence. In this view, it feels like a reaction driven by emotion, timing, and public pressure, turning a personal moment into part of a larger online narrative. Once it's shared, people start breaking it down and attaching meaning to every detail, treating it as part of a bigger pattern. Now, the discussion has expanded beyond just the trip itself, with viewers linking it back to earlier situations involving Claressa Shields and analyzing past public appearances, seating choices, and event visuals, claiming those small details reveal a story that isn't fully captured by captions or posts alone. This is where the discussion online is getting more intense, with several names and posts being linked together in ways that people are trying to interpret as connected. Some users are pointing to a tribute post and questioning its timing, while others are rewatching clips, captions, and event details to find meaning in things that may not actually be connected. A lot of the conversation is also focusing on seating arrangements, appearances, and small visual moments, with people assigning significance to details that are still unverified. As more layers get added, the narrative is becoming increasingly driven by speculation and interpretation rather than clear, confirmed information, which is why the debate online continues to grow without any solid conclusion. Let's focus on the professional side, because in boxing, timing and presence are everything. Salida Promotions operates as part of the structure that builds fight cards, media visibility, and promotional momentum around major events, where appearances, interviews, and on-the-ground presence are usually carefully scheduled in advance. So when an expected promotional appearance doesn't happen as planned, it naturally becomes a point of discussion among fans and observers who start questioning scheduling choices, priorities, and what actually unfolded behind the scenes that night. In the boxing world especially, these situations get closely analyzed because even small changes in timing or visibility can shift how an event is perceived and talked about afterward. In industry conversations, especially around live boxing promotion, people often speak very directly in terms of reliability, scheduling, and public presence, because those factors affect how events are built and marketed. In discussions tied to Salida Promotions, any change in expected appearance or timing at a major event can quickly become a topic of analysis, since promoters rely heavily on consistency and planned visibility to maintain momentum. When schedules shift or appearances don't unfold as expected, audiences and insiders alike start debating what it means for future positioning, even if the full context isn't publicly clear. Let's look at the concert itself, because while her social media told one story, the seating arrangement revealed another. She shared clips, boxes, and moments of excitement, even filming the venue like a visitor taking it all in. But throughout all that footage, there was one thing noticeably missing. She never once showed the seat beside her, and the reason is simple. Papoose wasn't sitting there. Think about that for a moment. He was at the exact same event, in the same venue, on the same night, breathing the same air, yet he was not beside her in any frame. There was no interaction between them captured anywhere, and instead he appeared to be engaged elsewhere, even seen spending time with what seemed to be his mother. He was reportedly more interested in his plate of food than the woman who had allegedly flown in from multiple states for a planned Mother's Day meetup. While she showed moments from the event, There was no sign of him sitting beside her or engaging with her at all. Instead, he appeared detached, focused on his own interactions elsewhere, including time with family. If it were just a one-time awkward moment, it could be dismissed as bad timing or misread signals. But the overall situation suggested a clear disconnect between the story she was presenting and the reality of the night. The post fans keep circulating is being treated like it just happened, but the details raise real questions about whether it's actually current or simply recycled content reshaped into a new narrative. When you look closely at the language and the visual cues, even the style of the photos, there are signs it may belong to an earlier moment that's being repackaged by people who want a certain story to feel real. Fans can easily rebuild a happy ending in the comments, even when the relationship itself may have moved on long before. And if the post is indeed old, it changes everything. It means the public reconciliation narrative doesn't hold, and what looks like a love story might actually be a long-running breakdown already past its turning point, with only fragments of it resurfacing for public consumption. I'm not claiming I have proof, saying the questions around the timeline and post deserve to be asked instead of ignored, especially when people may be reposting old content as if it's current. Public narratives can easily be shaped by recycled images and selective interpretations, which is why details like timestamps matter. At the same time, Papoose also has his own professional commitments and responsibilities, and public moments don't always reflect the full reality behind scheduling, work, or personal circumstances. The situation being discussed is largely driven by speculation, with fans interpreting silence, distance, and separate appearances as signs of something deeper. At the concert, both individuals seemed focused on their own paths rather than any visible connection, and social media has filled in the gaps with assumptions. As narratives grow and new names are added to the conversation, much of it remains unverified, shaped more by online interpretation than confirmed facts. The takeaway here isn't about blaming anyone, but about perspective and priorities. Careers don't pause for personal situations, and opportunities don't wait while emotions settle. What you choose to attend or not attend can shape how your path unfolds, because someone else is always ready to step into the space you leave behind. The real lesson is about self-worth and direction, not losing focus on your own growth while chasing moments that may not align with your long-term goals. In the end, every decision carries a cost, and the question becomes whether the trade was truly worth what was given up. The real question is whether any pursuit is truly worth the personal cost. Life moves forward regardless. Plans unfold, moments pass, and opportunities are either taken or missed, but never paused. In the end, what remains isn't the speculation or the noise around it, but the consequences of choices and the direction they set. As the story continues, the focus shifts to what is being built next and what is being quietly left behind along the way.